शुरुआत करेंगे, मतलब श्री गणेश करेंगे। थोड़ा गणेश चतुर्थी in advance, se prvo. Satyo, Sajano Deviyo, ladies and gentlemen, my friends from media, a lot of familiar faces and there are a lot of newcomers to the Russian embassy. We would like to welcome everyone here. Apka Hardik Swagat. It's a long time we are continuing our practice of regular press briefings. If you remember, last year we did in the same format, along with our good colleague and friend of ours, Mr. Evgeny Kriva. We have, as Peter specified, we have received a lot of questions regarding the current dynamics in Russia-India relations and the global dynamics. A lot of, I should admit, coinciding questions. That's why we were trying to generalize them, but anyway, we will try to cover all the important topics interested to you so that everyone could benefit from our interaction. So, one of the general points which many of you have made in sending question to us was our general assessment of the current Russia-India cooperation. And I would like to make a comment just responding to this particular question which was of interest to many of you. So we are holding this year, 2025, as the 25th anniversary of the establishment of the strategic partnership between Russia and India. Along with that, we celebrate the 78th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relations. Important date is the 80th anniversary of the defeat of Nazism in Europe. We have conducted a lot of events dedicated to these occasions, receptions in the embassy, exhibitions, cultural performances. We had concerts. We have even some cosmonauts from Russia visiting India, you remember. In the recent 2 weeks, our leaders spoke twice over the telephone. President Putin congratulated Prime Minister Modi on the Independence Day. He offered his condolences over devastating floods in Kashmir. And he also shared the information, the contents of his interaction with the US President Donald Trump. Currently, Dr. Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister, is in Russia to co-chair IRIGC, Russia-India Intergovernmental Commission, today itself, on the 20th of August. So our meeting is very timely. So we are supporting our dignitaries in their conversations. And tomorrow, Dr. Jaishankar will be meeting Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. IRGC is the main mechanism of the Russian-Indian cooperation, practical cooperation. And to prepare the contacts of our leaders, which, as you may be aware, there are some information that by the end of the year, leaders will be meeting here in Delhi. No dates have been announced as yet. So, but this mechanism is the critical to prepare the substance of the current of the future engagements. Basically, based on the outcomes of the last year's summits. You remember that Prime Minister Modi visited Russia twice last year. And the agenda You will not be surprised by realizing that we have a very comprehensive agenda generally, and it will cover the issues of trade, investments, financial cooperation, energy cooperation, nuclear power, culture, infrastructure, etc. On the sidelines of the current events in Moscow, we will have a bilateral business forum conducted by the Business Council on Cooperation with India from the Moscow government and FICCI. Among the future engagements is the SCO summit in China. There were reports that our leaders are planning to meet over there. Further delegation exchanges are very intense. One visit I would like to specify especially, this is the visit of the head of the Republic of Kalmykia. This is the Russian Southern Republic to India. Mr. Batum Hasikov, who is now in India, he visited Delhi. He is now in Bodh Gaya. The places of his program could really highlight the essence of his engagements with the Indian dignitaries, officials. So that comes in the context of the Republic of Kalmykia being the most western part of the world, which with Buddhism as a dominating religion. This visit comes in the context of the preparations for the third International Buddhism Forum, which will take place in Kalmykia and its capital city, Elista. We expect to receive and to welcome high-profile delegation from India. And we would like to highly appreciate and extend our sincere and deep gratitude to the Indian government, which graciously consented to provide Lord Buddha relics to demonstrate during this event. This is a very important gesture. All that engagements altogether are definitely providing a very good impetus to the development and deepening of our special and privileged strategic partnership, which is of a long-term, forward-looking, equal, comprehensive, mutually respectful, and trusted, based on our national interests. The situation over the recent couple of years clearly demonstrates and confirms that the strength of our relations allows us to successfully adjust ourselves to whatever circumstances are there at the international stage. So I would probably stop here with these general remarks and invite all of you for our interaction. You are most welcome.
Colleagues who are attending to the question, as I informed all of you whose question in, I will deliver the mic and we have maybe some time for those. Please understand that there are a lot of questions and most of them are doubled and tripled. Don't worry, we'll ask all of them. Wait, answer all of them. So,
since we have the advantage of having a deputy trade representative, Mr. Griva, so let us give the floor to him because his expertise will give you a more detailed picture.
Thank you for the question. And see, we have really very stable growth in our trade. And definitely, first year after 2022, there was growth approximately 3 times. After that, 80%. Now we reached level, and we can predict that and focus that usual growth in trade will be approximately 10% annually. Besides that, we see the tendency that now Indian export towards Russia is growing bigger and faster. Also we see that, sure, first of all, oil, crude oil, is the main item of our export, but nevertheless we see the tendency when number and range of goods, commodities is increasing. And besides that, we see that, and I wanted to highlight that despite political situation, we can predict that the same level of oil import, crude oil import, would be approximately the same. It's absolutely positive trend, because Russia is a main supplier. But we see that the number of goods is also widening. And besides that, very important that India also increasing its export to Russia, and machine tools, also electronic devices, and because usually we are saying that tea, rice, etc. But mostly and main items now are machine tools and pharma and chemicals.
I would like to add a couple of ideas for you to realize about the also big things which we are working on along with the trade and economic cooperation. It's everyday routine. So as you know, Russia is the 4th largest trading partner in India, and we, as Mr. Griva mentioned, we expect to remain at the same position given the current growth rates of our mutual trade. So, and along with the energy supplies, we are the leaders in fertilizers. We are supplying some agricultural goods. But as far as big things is concerned, we are moving towards the implementation of the leader's task stipulated last year about the reaching 100 billion trade by 2030. And all the measures will be taken in this direction. Then we need to reduce trade imbalance, which is currently about $60 billion. We will remove further barriers in trade. We will facilitate interaction between the business circles and to try to give a new push to alternative logistics corridors like INSTC, like Vladivostok-Chennai, which is functioning pretty well. And of course, we will further develop our payments and transactions mechanisms. Certainly among the big things, of course, is how we proceed towards the FTA between Eurasian Economic Union and India. A lot of couple of things which we need to regulate, like labor migration, like investment treaty. So these are the picture which broadly covers our major areas of interaction in trade and economic sphere.
So, Mr. Krishnadas, I don't see your right.
Thank you, Peter. My name is Krishna. I'm from Reuters.